Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 30th of June, 2021. Time is 9:51 here in the UK. You're looking at a EuroCAD daily chart. Today's analysis, we're going to be looking for price action setups across all the pairs listed to the right here. So let's just dive right into it. First things first, EuroCAD. This one's going well, so I would just say hold on to this one. No real reason to exit. Yeah, it's just moving in the direction that we want it to move. Right now, it's sitting at around about 2R profit, a little bit better than that. So there are a few options. You can move your stop loss to break even. You could have done that a little while ago, actually. Not even you don't even have to wait for 2R for that. You could just close out the trade, really. If you really want to just close out with 2R, that's fine too. It's in fact at 2.26R, which is basically just R for the people who don't know, is just the multiple of the stop loss. So whatever your stop loss is, you multiply that by 2.26 and that gives you 2.26R. So basically, it's 2.26 times the size of the stop loss, which is a good return. I'm going to hold on though. I'm going to hold on, try to get to at least 3R. Those of you who are in AUD USD, this one's going very well too. This one's not quite at 2R yet, so I will just hold on to this one. GBP AUD. Now, this one's pretty much the worst performer from last week for those of you who are still in it. But those of you who got out of this one, you closed out with 2R profit or slightly more. I know some of you held on because you were waiting for this support area, and it has since turned around. Honestly, I'd be surprised if anyone's still in this one. So either you got out with profit, or you held and it stopped you out at break even, or you closed out on the way back up. But I'm just going to remove this one from the list because I just don't see anyone still being in this one at this point. New Zealand JPY. This one is moving nicely. It's not quite at 2R yet. So I would just hold on to this one, wait for it to hit your target. So that's pretty much it for the open setups. Now let's look if we can find some more upcoming setups. Take a quick look through these charts. Yesterday we didn't find any potentials or upcoming setups. Actually, GBP is giving us a potential opportunity. Now that it's back up at resistance, there's definitely potential for a second short here, similar to the last short. So let's see how this plays out. This probably won't trigger until later this week. We would want to see indecision forming on resistance. It's not quite showing us any indecision yet. So we're just going to have to wait and see with this one. GBP CAD is showing us something similar. It's pushing up to resistance. It could stall out on this resistance area. Now, I didn't enter this last reversal here because indecision candle was too big. But in this case, we might get a smaller indecision candle. There might be an opportunity here for a short from this resistance area. But similar to GBP AUD, it's probably going to be later in the week. We just need indecision to form here. And we're not seeing any indecision yet. We're just seeing it head into the resistance area. So we'll just see how that plays out. New Zealand USD, after reversing from the support area, is dropping back down into it. So it's similar to these other two, GBP AUD and GBP CAD, except this is a potential long trade, whereas these ones are potential short trades. But as you can see, it's a similar scenario where it's bounced away from resistance, headed back up to resistance, and we're looking for a potential short. With New Zealand USD, instead, it's bounced away from support, headed back down into support, looking for a potential long. So I'm going to keep a close eye on New Zealand USD also. But once again, similar to these, it's only now heading into support, so we got some time before this one would potentially trigger. USD CAD. I'm going to keep an eye on this on the resistance area for a potential short trade. I just want to see what happens here. It's unlikely I'll enter this one, but it's definitely worth keeping an eye on. I just want to see some indecision form on resistance. Right now, we do have indecision forming, sort of. It is kind of bullish, to be honest, because it is right now pushing up and making new highs. You know, as new highs for the day and higher highs for the last several days, actually. So this one might give us a short trade, but it's a long shot. Perhaps on some of the smaller time frames, there might be opportunity to get into a short trade here. It's worth keeping an eye on, but don't get too excited for this one. Might not turn into anything. Yeah, that is it. I'm just going to do another real quick scan through to see if I've missed anything. So I'll quickly take a look at Euro AUD. See if this is in a bit of a range, and it actually is. So I have missed something. Euro AUD is in a bit of a range. It's not a great range, but you could potentially enter short. You know what? I'm not going to trade this one. It's not great range. The top of the range is not clearly established. I'm not interested in this one. It's a bit of a stretch to call this a trade, but I will keep an eye on this to see if the range clearly forms. So basically what it would take for the range to clearly form is for us to get a bounce from this resistance area all the way back down to the support area. Then I'll be looking to go long from the support area. So I'll keep an eye on it, but right now I'm not willing to get into a trade there. Yeah, so that's all I am seeing. I'll do a quick summary. GBP AUD looking for a potential short from this resistance area. Same with GBP CAD, short from this resistance area. We just need price to push up into resistance and give us indecision. New Zealand USD waiting for a long from this support area. Just need price to push into support and give us a long trade. USD CAD looking for a potential short from this resistance area. Real long shot here, but let's just see what happens with today's candle. And Euro AUD just looking for a range to form. So I want to see price on the smaller time frames like the 6 hour, 8 hour kind of thing drop back down to the support area. So that's it for the daily analysis, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you for tomorrow's analysis.